Hello everyone and welcome to a makeup tutorial. I literally feel like I'm throwing it back to 2015 right now. I have not done a makeup tutorial in so long, but people keep on asking me in the comments whenever I have makeup on in my vlogs what it is. And I thought instead of just holding up a product and being like, this is what it is, I thought I would actually show you me doing my makeup, me putting it on, how I do it. So yeah, this is the finished result, but let's zap our way back to barefaced Gabs. One thing about my makeup routine that hasn't really changed over the years is my love for the MAC Studio Radiance foundation. I used to use Studio Fix, which was super matte on my skin. I had quite oily skin, but since having a good skincare routine and fixing my complexion, I now use Studio Radiance, which, as it says, is a little bit more radiant. The sun has just decided to bless us. So I'm in between these two shades right now. We've got NC5 and NC12. NC5 is for when I'm super pale. NC12 is for when I have a lot of fake tan on. Right now I have like a little bit of fake tan on, so I just mix them on the back of my hand. And I do this every time I wear makeup, unless I have zero fake tan on, in which case NC5 is my shade. I usually just mix the perfect shade for me at the time. I really like having two options, but that is because I wear fake tan. If I didn't wear fake tan, I would just have one. And I have prepped my skin with moisturizer. I don't use primer, but I do use moisturizer. I use the First Aid Beauty Ultra Repair Cream. That's what I use on my skin. And I like to use a mixture to blend it in. I like to go in at first with a brush. So this is just a really dense blending brush. So Weaver 102, it says silk finish. They're actually not wrong with that. This does give quite a silky finish, but I find that brushes don't blend foundation into my skin as much as I would like it to. So then I go in with a beauty blender after. Just like dab it in. If you see streaks or whatever, just know that this is rough right now. But look, perfect shade. I feel like I've got that down to a fine art at this point. I just take one look at my skin and mix up the perfect shade. Okay, so we've done a rough blend there. I'm just gonna take a Real Technique sponge and fully blend the rest in. This is the foundation I use when I want a really flawless base. I do really like the Charlotte Tilbury, I think it's the Radiance foundation. I'll pop it on screen. I like that one for when I want something a bit more glowy and a little bit lighter, but this MAC one is my favorite. It stood the test of time. I can't stop singing Cancelled by Taylor Swift in my head. Just know that that is all that's going on in my head right now. It's like the meme where you look in someone's brain and it's just one of those clapping monkeys. I'm that, but it's Taylor Swift. It's just always going on. After my foundation's done as well, I always wipe it off my lips and off my eyelids as well to make sure there's no oil or anything there for when I do my eyeshadow and my lipstick. Now we're gonna go in with concealer. This is a NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer in Light Vanilla, shade 2. And I just go in with that underneath my eyes. Let's get rid of these dark bits. I think that's all I'm gonna do today because I don't have any zits or anything. And then I always blend concealer in with a sponge. I just think it makes it look the most natural. Do you guys see how bright that is? I wish I'd have left it off this side so you could see the complete difference, but that concealer just fully brightens my face up. And it is, I would say, a shade or two lighter than the foundation, just to give that brightening effect as well. And then once again, I'm gonna take that off my eyelid. If I leave anything on my eyelids before I do eyeshadow primer, they will just crease throughout the day. So that is the base done. So now I'm gonna go in with this Dior contour stick in 01 Light. Now this looks kind of scary in the tube because it is very cool toned. But if you've got cool toned skin, that's what you want. You don't want a single hint of orange in your contour if you want to keep to a cool toned makeup. So I go on top of my forehead as well, and I'm not too precious about this. Like, it blends in so nicely that I just kind of slap it on. And if any does go where it shouldn't, I've got my foundation brush from earlier and I just kind of blend it away. But for contour, I use the Real Techniques. I think this might be the 200 brush, kind of like ovally, and I just blend in circles. And it will look so silly at first, but just give it a little bit of time. I blend it into my hairline as well. You just watch the magic happen. I also kind of blend it into my eye socket, like this part right here. And then when it comes to my forehead, I blend it right into my hairline. This is so fun doing a makeup routine. Why don't I do these more often? This is literally how my channel started. I used to just do makeup basically. Now you've got to make sure you blend well because it can look like this. You just have to keep blending. Trust the process, blend it into your eye socket a bit to make it more natural, into your hairline, And that is my bronzer slash contour. Do you see what I mean? It looks bronzy on me, even though it looked so cool toned in the tube. But what I'm just gonna do is take the foundation brush and go like underneath it here. I do my makeup in kind of a weird order. So now we're gonna leave the cheeks. We're gonna leave all these creamy products to just sit there. We're gonna move on to eyes now. So this is what I've been using on my eyes. This is the Charlotte Tilbury Eyes to Mesmerize in the shade Oyster Pearl. And what I do with this is I take a pretty packed brush. This is actually a concealer brush by Real Techniques. And I just dab it into the product. And then this is so easy. Go on my lid first and kind of pack that product on. Gosh, this is so pretty. Then whatever is left, I take it through the crease. Good thing I left my friends cancelled. Not gonna lie, might have put a tiny bit too much on my brush at first, but hey ho. And then I just blend the rest underneath my eye. I never put too much underneath my eye, I just do a little bit for like a little bit of shadow. Okay, so because I put too much on my brush, I'm gonna go in with a fluffy brush and just blend the edges out. This product is really forgiving. That's where we're gonna leave that for now. I'm gonna do the other eye and then we might use a little bit of concealer to clean it up because as I just said, I put way too much on my brush, but that's okay, we can always fix it. Now I feel like I have to do the same to the other eye, so we're just gonna go for it. Same thing again, I'm gonna take my blending brush, just gonna blot my foundation brush right here and on the other side as well. Okay, and then before I do anything else, I told you I do my makeup in a weird order. I'm gonna set underneath my eyes. I'm using the Laura Mercier translucent powder. This has been my favorite powder for years. I just get the damp beauty blender, put some on it. And while I'm at it, I'm also gonna set around my nose where that's a bit shiny here, and the middle of my forehead, chin. I'm gonna take it on a fluffy brush now. I'll sort my nose out in a second. Okay, now that all of that is set into place, I'm gonna go back to cheeks before I do eyes. And this is the blush that I love and I get so many comments on. This is the NYX Buttermelt Highlighter in the shade You Butter Work. It's this really cool toned, gosh, I can't even open it, really cool toned pink shade and it is so sparkly. So I just take it on this Sephora 93 brush. This is one of my favorites actually. Mostly on the end of the brush. Then I tap it off. Now I do put this wherever you would put highlighter, but I'm more heavy-handed with it because it is a blush as well. So just on the tops of my cheekbones and kind of this area here. Beautiful. And then let's do highlighter while we're here as well. Then we'll go back to eyes. I don't know why I do my makeup in this order, but I do. So for highlighter, I love the Glossier Moonstone Haloscope. And I just put this on my fingers. I don't do it straight from the sticks. I don't want to swipe any makeup off my face. Right on the tops of my cheekbones. Oh my God, do you guys see that? It's insane. Love this highlighter. And I just put whatever's left on the tip of my nose. There we go. We are all shimmered up. Okay, back to eyes now. I have this product here. This is the ColourPop Tassel Super Shock eyeshadow. What I just like to do is get the tiniest little bit and put it right in the center of my eye. Can you see the difference there? It's really subtle, but I just like the way it looks. There we go. So before I do mascara, I'm gonna do eyebrows. Sometimes mascara gets in the way of me doing my eyebrows. And I'm gonna take the NYX Micro Brow Pencil in the shade Brunette. Gonna go find my other one of these because I have one in the shade Espresso and that's the one I want. I'm not gonna talk while I do this, I'm just gonna do it because I hate doing eyebrows. Okay, that's one eyebrow filled in. I'm gonna do the exact same on the other. My eyebrows are so different though. This one has a really good arch here. This one kind of doesn't. This is my annoying eyebrow. That's gonna have to do. I don't think I took one single breath then. Then I'm gonna finish my brows off with the Glossier Boy Brow in the shade Dark Brown. I really need another one of these. I'm running out, but I like how much definition this gives and it holds my brows in place as well. Not that I have very unruly brows, I will say. They kind of just stay where they're meant to stay, but this just adds something a little extra. I'm sure you'll be able to see. Now we're gonna move back to eyes. We are almost done. The mascara that I love right now is the Maybelline New York Sky High Lash Sensational in the shade Burgundy Haze. Love a cheeky little burgundy mascara. This is great for cool tone skin, but I have to curl my lashes. Sometimes Sometimes I really like the way my makeup is looking without mascara, but I've never tried not putting mascara on. I feel like that just doesn't feel right, but yeah, here we go. I do a couple coats of this, and the burgundy is just a lot less harsh than black. That is coat 1. I tend to do one eye at a time because this dries quite quick, and once it dries, you can't really add more, so I just let it set for a second. Okay, 2 coats done. I'm gonna do the same on the other eye, and that's the mascara done. So I guess all we've got left to do are lips. I'm gonna give you 2 lip options because it really depends which one I wear. It depends like on the day. Sometimes I like a more nude version, sometimes I like a little bit more color. But first of all, I'm going in with Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk. I'm trying to use all of this before I buy a new lip liner, but I do like it. I kind of lightly fill my lips in with that, as you just saw. And then this bad boy, the Chanel Boy lipstick in the shade 54. Again, this looks terrifying in the tube. It looks so cool toned, but it is gorgeous. This is the first lipstick. I think it's stunning. This is my all-time favorite lipstick. Then let me show you what I do if I want a little bit more color. So this is MAC Syrup. I will just put this on the top. There we go. Now we have more of like a pinky plummy color. So the last thing I do with my makeup is set it into place. And I use this Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush setting spray. Party all night, stay all day. Give it a shake. Oh, it feels so cooling. And I just let that set in. And once this is set in, it shows me if I need any more powder anywhere. I actually think that this is gonna be pretty perfect. And this is how I've been doing my makeup recently. These are all of my cool toned favorite makeup products. I just feel like this makes the most gorgeous looking cool toned makeup look. I'm gonna go do something with my hair and then I'll be back. Okay, you guys, there we go. That is my finished cool toned makeup look. Let me know what you think about it in the comments below. I'm actually really glad that I filmed this today because I'm gonna be heading to my brother's wedding very soon, which is very exciting. And I feel like this is a trial run. Even though this is the same makeup I do every single time, it's just nice to kind of, you know, refresh, do a trial run because I don't wear makeup every single day. This is what the makeup is looking like in daylight as well. I just wanted to show you like the final result with direct light coming on me. Let me know if you like this. Let me know if you have any cool toned favorites. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. I am posting a lot in November, so if you guys would like to see more videos from me, make sure you hit the subscribe button and I'll see you very soon. Bye guys.